Hello, welcome to another QuickBooks training moment with Steiner Business Solutions. My name is Doug, and today we are going to be going over the credit card function in QuickBooks, tracking credit card charges, credits, and payments. Now, some of you who are entering credit card charges now may be going into the vendor section and entering a bill. When you get your credit card statement at the end of the month, you go in here, you put the credit card company as the vendor you're paying to, put the amount of the total statement in, and then you break down the charges here line by line for each of the different expense types. That's an okay way to do it, and then all of your credit card balances are tracked through accounts payable instead of a separate liability. But the better way to do it is to actually have its own liability account. And to do that, you would actually set up a credit card account. QuickBooks actually has an account type, or GL account type, called credit card. So you can set up an actual credit card liability account, and then you would track all of your expenses and your payments through that account and see a separate balance at any given time for that. It's not mixed in with the rest of your accounts payable. So to do that, again, instead of going into vendor and enter bills, we're going to go into banking and enter credit card charges. The first thing you're going to do, you'll notice that this screen looks a lot like entering a bill. It's pretty much the same layout. First thing you want to do is choose which credit card. If you have multiple credit cards, choose which one you're entering charges for. Then you're going to decide, am I entering a purchase and charge, or am I entering a refund and a credit? You choose the appropriate radio button. Now you can, instead of putting the credit card company here, you can actually choose which vendor you purchased this item from, or this service from. That way you can actually track these expenses by the vendor in QuickBooks. Doing it the other way, you can't do that. Everything is tracked through the credit card company instead of the vendor. Put in the date, reference number if necessary, you put in amount, and then you come down here and put whatever expense account, or break it down to multiple expenses if necessary, that you want to track this charge to. Okay, so we hit save and close. We go back to our credit card account on the chart of accounts. This was a balance of $0. Now you see it's $150 because we just entered in a $150 charge. So the next step, we'll assume you've entered in charges throughout the month and it's the end of the month and you're ready to make a payment on that account. Again, instead of going into vendors and enter bills or pay bills to pay the credit card company, you're going to go into banking and write checks. Choose the appropriate checking account. This time you will use the credit card company as the vendor because that's who you're making the payment to. Pick the date, choose the payment. We'll assume they're going to pay $150 this month. Now here's the important part. Instead of putting an expense down here to make a payment on the credit card line, you are going to use the credit card account itself. So you go to that liability account and you choose the appropriate liability account, make the payment that way. Alright, we hit save, close this, and we go back to that GL account and you see the balance is now $0. Double click it and open that register. You see here's that $150 charge that we booked, and then here's the payment that we booked, and now the balance is $0. So at any given time you're going to have a true balance based on whatever you've entered in the system. As up to date as you've been entering the charges and payments, that's what you'll see for a balance here. So that's how you enter and track credit card purchases and payments. Hope this was helpful. See you next time.